All right, so we're going to talk about how to arrange parts on a sheet so that you can have multiple parts and have them kind of nest together for easier fabrication on a single sheet instead of doing parts one by one. So first thing we're going to do is in a new document, what I want to do is create an outline of the sheet that I'm using. So I'm going to click the top plane here. I'm going to use the rectangle. And I'm going to draw a rectangle out, and then I'm going to dimension it to the size of my sheet. So let's say I have a sheet that's 18 by, let's say 24, 18 by 24. This is the size of the stock sheet that I'm going to put onside the router. Finish that sketch, and that's going to be the envelope for my arrangement. Next, I'm going to pick some DXF parts to drop in to this plate. So I'm just grabbing the things that I've uploaded and I am dragging them in. I can move them around to see them better if I want. I could have more than one of the same component. Okay. All right. Okay. So now I've dropped in a handful of parts onto my file. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to this modify and arrange tool. And first it's going to ask me what components do I want to arrange. So I'm going to select all the parts that I just dropped in. Okay, and then it's gonna, I'm going to select the envelope. So I'm gonna go to the second envelopes tab and I'm gonna select the sketch that I drew. And that's going to start the arranging process so that it lays out parts on this sheet. I'm going to so some of these parameters here help define how things can go onto the plate. So I can define this to be a smaller distance, this frame width, and that should bring things closer to the edge of my plate. Go back to edit. Then I can do things also like object spacing. I can move things closer together if I need to. Generally, we don't want things this close together, but I'm showing you as an example of how to use the various tools here. They can also nest kind of inside of each other too. So let me try this. Let me try to take this sketch and let's actually make it a little bit tighter so that the arrange tool has to kind of work to put things together. So I'm going to change this to 18. Let's do 12 by 12. So now I've changed the size of the envelope. Now let me go back to the arrange tool. All right, yeah, it's already starting to do it. So you can see here that the arrange tool is spacing the parts such that they're kind of nesting in each other in a way that will allow you to more effectively or efficiently use your sheet. So that's how we use the arrange tool. And then from here, once everything is arranged, now I'm gonna operate just kind of like I do normally. I'm going to extrude these guys. Let's say this is a 1/8 inch piece of stock that I'm using. I have to extrude each single part. I haven't figured out a way yet to be able to use the extrude tool for multiple parts at the same time. So for now, this is the process where we just select the extrude tool, select the contour I'm interested in, and then extrude each single part. Okay. And for parts like this, you wouldn't need to. You can just use the sketch as the contour line to generate your geometry. But if you have something with a lot of holes that you want to use like the auto hole feature, then you do need to extrude it. Also, these parts over here, if it's annoying for you to see, something you can do is you can just hit these eyeball buttons on the side, and that will remove them from your view. So it could kind of clean up the workspace. And then from here, you do the same thing as we've done before. You go to manufacture, you start with the setup. In your setup, in your stock, I'm I'm going to put an offset of 0, meaning that the stock is the exact same thickness as my plate. I'm going to do my box point at the bottom left top surface of my items. That's okay. And then I just operate as usual. So then I can use like 2D contours and start selecting all of these components. And I can do things like selecting my bit options. So single flute, 5mm, 100 inch per minute is fine. I won't do tabs for this one. Let's assume we're gluing these parts down in the stock. Doing my stock bottom with -0.01 inches as my offset. And then passes, multiple depths, 0.03 inches. And then I'll generate my contours. So then I can see the simulation of that, and it'll show you the parts being created.